I want to talk about here a little bit about some things that are presented in a certain article in this book, Doing Phenomenology by Herbert Spiegelberg. Um, and in that book, he has various articles, that talk about phenomenology and about what phenomenology can do, and various things like that. He talks about Alexander Fender and I think Paul Torp, maybe, I'm not sure. I haven't read all of that. I've only read like maybe four parts of it, and those parts of when I first read this book when it was I don't know, I don't remember where I read it at, but then I bought it, like I bought the book online, like maybe a year or so ago. I don't know. In a certain article called "Existential Uses of Phenomenology," he talks about you know um, the various possible uses, existential uses, as in human uses of phenomenology. Um, and also in the article that I'm referring to, he talks about the possibility of a unified concept of phenomenology. He doesn't believe that it can be really done. But in the next that he goes over various kinds of phenomenology, such as descriptive, constitutive, eidetic, hermeneutic, and also a couple other ones. But I want to talk about what I think would be a unified concept of phenomenology, because I think that we can have one. I think that one that there are we can formulate phenomenology. I think that when he talks about descriptive, constitutive, eidetic, and hermeneutic phenomenologies, he's basically going over various uses of this one foundational belief of phenomenology. Husserl's dictum. He's basically because the descriptive has a certain agenda, constitutive has a certain agenda, as is eidetic and hermeneutic, as well as the others. They have various agendas. As to such as eidetic or essential phenomenology studies essences in all the structures. Hermeneutic talks about it kind of has like a interpretation kind of thing. Heidegger, you know, um, those all are basically just different agendas that come from Husserl's dictum to the things themselves. Now, I can elaborate on to the things themselves, then that's, and I can formulate, in my opinion, four methodologically declarative statements about, or not about, but four methodologically declarative statements that pretty much are what I would call foundational beliefs. If you read contemporary epistemology, you'll read about foundationalism and coherentism, as well as internalism and externalism. But you can also, but basically the one I'm thinking about is the thing between coherentism and foundationalism. Foundationalism is from Susan Hack, but foundationalism and coherentism. Coherentism basically says that there are no basic beliefs. A basic belief is one that stands on its own feet and doesn't need any meta beliefs to justify it by any means. It stands on its own. Coherentism thinks that there are no beliefs as like that. Foundationalism, on the other hand, believes that there are basic beliefs, and we can have these basic beliefs as the foundation of our structure of beliefs. I mean, and I believe that. I think, and I can argue that if we can formulate, Husserl's dictum, that he talks about, into four or five methodologically declarative statements that could serve as the phenomenological foundation of all things normative. The politics, the religion, and the ethics that we can do normatively, and that we can apply these methodologically declarative statements we can apply them to these normative disciplines. And I think that a unified concept of phenomenology would be studying the given or givenness, that which presents itself. When I see this pen, I'm not gonna, I'm studying this pen is given to me. It's givenness. Givenness is my experience of this pen. That's what givenness is. And essentially, one of those methodologically declarative statements would be we study the given and givenness, and we don't have any belief as to the I'm trying to think of how to word this. We don't have any we suspend belief as to whether this exists independent of us or if it's dependent on us. We suspend that belief, and we study merely the phenomena. That's it, and we take them as they are, as givenness. That's what we do. I mean, we can formulate into that. And we can formulate that into like 4 or 5 methodologically declarative statements, and that I think is a possible unified concept of phenomenology. Is that we're studying givenness, or the given, things that are given and givenness in its state, and the various kinds of phenomenology that are described in here are mere agendas. The different kinds of studies, studying different things. Studying different things about these phenomena, but we can have a unified concept of phenomenology, which just says we study this phenomena, and as it is phenomena. But the only thing I think that they can possibly jeopardize this unified concept would be Heidegger's, and as well as others, hermeneutic phenomenology. Because we include ourselves. But then ourselves, we are ourselves are part of the phenomena we see too, as well as others are part of the phenomena we see. So that could also be averted as well. Let me know your thoughts if you have any.